Hello, Hitless Gaming here, bringing you an update to EVE Online in general. Today we have the patch notes for 12.8.2020. 12.8.2020, which is referred to as the drone change nerf. We're going to go with nerf. I am going to go ahead and regroup my fleet here. We're going to get everybody just kind of moving up. We'll get into why I'm in these ships in just a moment. I just need to make sure everything stays alive without dying. Anyways, the patch notes today bring in the change to the drones, and we'll get there. I'm just going to go down these in order, not in any particular importance. But the first one is they added a voiceover for Aura and the tutorial for English clients. They updated the daily login rewards to change them a little bit. In the balance changes, they made the activity defense multiplier, ADM, industry modifier, make it easier to increase and sustain a higher industry ADM. They also increased the ADM military modifier to increase the delta between ADM drops to level 4 and the value where the dynamic bounty system reduces the output of the system. This is a buff to ratting, basically, is what they are. So they're making it easier to produce and easier to read, which is really good. For people out in null-sec. The dynamic bounty system was also added into low-sec, which brings me to speculate that it might be coming to high-sec, and I'd be very interested to see what that means for level 4 mission running. I would absolutely love to see it come into high-sec and see how that affects how we behave here. Resource distribution, this is a big one. This is a really big one. They added guaranteed anomaly containing Arknor and Bistot to all null-sec systems, and they added an extra guaranteed anomaly containing Arknor and Bistot for systems with true sec between 0.5 and or 0.0 and 0.5. So all null-sec systems got more ore to mine, which is really good because now they have an anomaly which will respawn and will allow them to continue mining, and that's good. And then they also added a guaranteed anomaly containing Jaspit, which is the Noxium source to buff low-sec. The cool part about anomalies is once they're depleted, they respawn. Please correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I believe that anomalies mean that these will respawn and produce a significantly better source of income for miners. It actually leads me to maybe want to start mining, because I do want to get into industry, which is something that I've been wanting to get into for the past month or so. And then they updated the rules governing the distribution of ice anomalies. After an ice anomaly is cleared, it will now be reseeded randomly in any of the systems where ice is known to spawn. So we can get more than one system having ice, which I think is really cool, or more than one ice anomaly in one system, and then also the anomalies respawn. They won't just sit there and not exist anymore, which is really great. In gameplay, which is the important one that I really want to talk about, and why I have 3 accounts running to show you guys this, but it's the important thing that I want to talk about. They added a fitting window for warnings for fits that have multiple stacking penalties, disruption modules. So they also made it so that the fitting modules are a little bit more in the when you hit Alt F on your fit and you open up your fitting window and you get shown these diminishing returns when you hover over this, it shows a little bit more info, especially on the yellow one. And on this ship we don't have a lot of stacking penalties, so it's not so I guess there's not a lot to show, but they did increase the amount of info that's shown there. Which is fairly useful. It looks like aggro shifting on where I'm taking damage, so we have to change things over. Anyways, back to the monitor. The big one, the aggressive behavior setting of drones will now only cause drones to respond to direct offensive actions taken by another capsuleer or their controlled drones. Drones will no longer automatically attack NPCs with their behavior is set to aggressive. They also removed a capsuleer log-off timer attached to their character when a character goes to a pod death. The new capital recloner module will not clear the capsuleer log-off timer. So when you have a pod death, it sounds like you're gonna the log-off timer is gonna get reset, which is kind of nice. So and then they're also adding localization to Japan, and they added some skins to Japan as well. Another big one, we got Tech 2 salvage drones, which is absolutely fantastic. We finally got Tech 2 salvage drones with various things. I'm not going to go into detail on all this because it's going to take us a while. The Triglavian, there's a note that they rebalanced some things in Triglavian space, which I don't know what that means. Nobody really does seem to know. And then there's a bunch of bug fixes in here as well. But what I really wanted to talk about today is how drones behave. So, before back in the day, we'll go over to my main here. This is Buck Warbash. This is my main with all of the skills. Back in the day, you could take your drones, and then this Kronos right here, this other Kronos, so I'm currently sitting in my Kronos. This Kronos here is going to become what we would call the drone bunny. His job is going to be to assign the drones a job. And it is really simple. If we don't have drone aggro, which we picked up some drone aggro here. Let's just pull these guys back in. They're big fat slow drones. That's okay. I really should have brought light drones for this. Anyways, do I have drones in the other ship? No. This is what I got. We're gonna make this work. Anyways, we launch drones, and then we set them to passive or aggressive, because we want them to be on aggressive. And we tell them to assist Coinless, which is this Megathron here. If we go to this Megathron, what should happen is I should be able to lock these guys up. And if I tell... Oops, I'm locking it up on the wrong account. If I tell this Mega to target paint an enemy, what should happen is the drone should go and shoot that thing. The drones are still freaking idle. They're not doing anything. So, that being said, we don't have drone bunnies anymore. We cannot drone bunny anymore. The reason we have a third account is because what I'm going to do is the Varger here. I'm going to see if it does it to the Varger. So we're going to go pilot, and we're going to invite to a duel. So that means I have an engagement timer with this pilot. So now I have an engagement timer. I can now shoot that Varger. And then I'm going to go... So we just did that on Buck. And then we're going to go to my other character here. And we're going to select the Varger. And we're going to pilot. Invite to duel. And we're going to accept that as well. And so now this pilot can engage both of these pilots. And so what should happen is if I lock up this Varger on this character and target painter web, the other character's drone should engage it. Which is what we're going to make sure here. So we web it up. And of course, we're going to web it. So now it looks like we still have drone bunnies in PvP. Because the drone is firing, it is doing what we are asking of it. It is shooting. We see the damage happening to Hateless, which is the Varger. So, drone bunnies do work in PvP. They do not work in PvE. It's very clear. They do work in PvP. You can still use them. We're going to go ahead and pull in our drones and stop grappling myself. And then I'm going to leave you guys with this information. I'm just going to leave you guys the short kind of... That's the drone update. They still work. You just have to tell them to attack different targets. I was flying a drone ship all day today in my for my mission running, and the experience wasn't bad. You just had to, actually, do something and hit F with the drone. So it does require that you hit F, and you continue telling your ship to do things with the drones, which is really... I mean, I think it's an okay change. Some people would disagree. But overall, it's probably better for the health of the game. Having players actually have to click and tell their ship to do something rather than just having 5 drone boats or 10 drone boats or whatever it is people are flying in order to kill NPCs. So here I am actually having to hit F1 and have my ships work. Whereas if you had like 3 or 4 Donnies or a bunch of Nesters or something spider tanking with each other, you can just assign drones to one of them, then one would, tell the drones what to do, and that's how you did a lot of things in PvE before. You kind of did it with that method. I'm going to shift tab here and knock this out. And in the meantime, we've gone berserk here. I just pulled double triggers, which is arguably not a good choice. But we do have plenty of tank and DPS on the field. We'll be able to knock these out really quick. But with that being said, make sure to leave your comments in the down below and I will make sure to try and respond to as many of them as I can. There's only so many that I can respond to, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Fly fun, enjoy your time in EVE Online, and yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one. Make sure you comment below what you think about these drone chains.